Modern microbiology has made an amazing yet disturbing discovery. Some bacteria that have been part of human microflora for millions of years have recently begun to disappear. The culprits are the widespread use of antibiotics, antiseptics, sterile births, artificial feeding, and the abundance of processed foods in our diet. A real sensation in the scientific community has been the disappearance of one of our health's most important allies, the bacterium Lactobacillus reuteri. As recently as the mid-20th century, it was present in the microflora of most people on Earth. Now it's found in only 4% of the world's population.
In 2019, the Lancet journal published a study showing that less than 4.3% of people on Earth have no chronic diseases.
This bacterium is truly unique. It affects brain function, bone mineralization, and protects us from infections and cardiovascular diseases. Fortunately, we can restore the Lactobacillus reuteri population using probiotics and even make incredibly beneficial yogurt at home. We'll show you how to do this later. Now, let's briefly discuss the benefits of this bacterium. How does Lactobacillus reuteri affect our brain? The spread of anxiety and social isolation among people is happening almost simultaneously with the loss of L. reuteri, and these two phenomena might be connected. In a study conducted at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, USA, female mice were fed a diet mimicking typical fast food, fatty and fried food for 8 weeks before mating. It was later found that their offspring grew up to be socially withdrawn. These mice avoided socializing with other mice, had poor interactions, and were worse at learning. Analysis showed that they had impaired production of oxytocin, the hormone responsible for social bonding, and poorly functioning brain areas, responsible for social behavior. Moreover, their intestines lacked that very bacterium, Lactobacillus reuteri, which is normally present in all healthy mice. But as soon as the mice were regularly given probiotics containing this bacterium, their oxytocin levels increased. They began to socialize willingly, the social areas of the brain improved, and neural connections strengthened. In humans, oxytocin performs the same function. It's called the trust hormone. It's responsible for sympathy, attachment, empathy, and emotional intimacy, and when it's deficient, people have difficulties establishing close relationships, experience increased anxiety, stress, and feelings of loneliness. Later in 2023, scientists proved that L. reuteri stimulates oxytocin secretion in humans. Long-term observations of people taking probiotics with L. reuteri show reduced anxiety, improved sleep, and decreased symptoms of irritability, which also indirectly confirms the connection between the bacterium, oxytocin, and the brain. Let's look at other benefits of our lactobacillus. L. reuteri reduces inflammation and the risk of atherosclerosis and also helps normalize cholesterol levels. This wonderful bacterium synthesizes a substance called Reuteri, a natural antiseptic that helps us fight harmful bacteria, fungi, and even viruses. Thanks to Reuteri and other beneficial properties, our lactobacillus strengthens the intestinal mucosal barrier, preventing toxins and allergens from entering the bloodstream. It prevents chronic inflammation in the intestines, reduces colic in infants, and promotes the formation of a stable microflora. It prevents the growth of Helicobacter pylori, the bacteria that causes stomach ulcers. It suppresses and displaces harmful bacteria from the small intestine. This is important for older people who often experience excessive bacterial growth in the small intestine, causing bloating, gas, fatigue after eating, and cravings for simple carbohydrates. According to recent data, L. reuteri also reduces the risk of respiratory infections and autoimmune disorders. Lactobacillus protects against thrush and bacterial vaginosis by displacing harmful bacteria and strengthening local immunity. Reuteri inhibits bacteria that cause tooth decay, reduces gum inflammation, and eliminates sources of bad breath. Lactobacillus reuteri increases bone mineral density, including in menopausal women. Scientists from the University of Pittsburgh studied in mice how the presence of Lactobacillus reuteri in the gut affects the development of skin, breast, and pancreatic cancers. They discovered that this amazing bacterium travels from the gut to the tumor through an unknown mechanism, where it helps the immune system attack cancer cells more aggressively. Moreover, the more tryptophan in the mice's diet, an amino acid found in pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, soybeans, and chicken meat, the stronger the anti-tumor activity of the lactobacillus. Scientists believe that this mechanism may be relevant for humans as well. Now, let's grow a highly beneficial probiotic with our lactobacillus. It's not difficult at all. Probiotic capsules are, to put it mildly, not cheap. That's why yogurt made with Lactobacillus reuteri has become popular among health enthusiasts. You only need one capsule to prepare it. After fermentation, the homemade yogurt will contain 200 times more bacteria. Thus, you can effectively turn one capsule into 200 capsules at a fraction of the cost. A properly prepared probiotic provides a higher concentration and potentially better effectiveness in populating the gut with beneficial lactobacilli. Recipe number 1. Delicious and healthy yogurt with inulin. In a small container, mix the contents of a probiotic capsule containing Lactobacillus reuteri with inulin and add a little milk to create a smooth paste. Gradually pour in the remaining milk, mixing thoroughly. Pour the mixture into sterilized jars or containers. Seal them tightly with lids.
Lactobacillus reuteri thrives best in the intestine, under conditions of limited oxygen access. Therefore, by tightly sealing the yogurt containers, we help the bacteria to multiply quickly.
Place the jars in a fermentation device that maintains a temperature of 37 degrees Celsius, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep the mixture at this temperature for 24 hours. Then chill the yogurt in the refrigerator. As a result, you'll get a yogurt with a grainy consistency. It tastes sour, somewhat similar to fermented kefir. Store the probiotic in the refrigerator at a temperature of 35 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. 2 for no longer than 10 days. For the first 3 days, consume 1 to 2 tablespoons of yogurt per day. In the morning, on an empty stomach, right before breakfast. Then switch to a portion of 150 milliliters, about 5 ounces, per day with meals. Effects should start to appear after just 21 days of use. After 4 to 6 weeks, take a break for 2 to 4 weeks. Then you can resume consumption. Recipe number 2. Fermented probiotic drink. Lactobacillus reuteri doesn't multiply well in milk. That's why we added inulin to the milk in the first recipe. However, many biologists criticize this approach, pointing out that inulin is far from the best nutritional substrate for reuteri. For rapid and effective multiplication, this bacterium needs a richer source of nutrition containing nitrogenous compounds. Therefore, instead of inulin, it's recommended to add activated yeast to the milk as well. However, inulin is indeed a useful prebiotic for our lactobacillus, but it will be much more beneficial when the bacteria are already in the intestine. And for this, it's not necessary to consume inulin powder. It's enough to add foods rich in this type of fiber to your diet, such as chicory, leeks, garlic, asparagus, whole wheat, oats, Jerusalem artichoke, and others. So, let's prepare a highly beneficial drink with Lactobacillus reuteri using a scientifically based recipe. In a small container, mix the probiotic with nutritional yeast. Add 2 tablespoons of milk or cream to create a smooth paste. Gradually pour in the remaining milk or cream, mixing thoroughly. Pour the mixture into sterilized jars and seal them tightly with lids to prevent oxygen from entering. Place the jars in a yogurt maker or multi-cooker. Set the temperature to 37 degrees Celsius, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and let it ferment for 24 hours. Then place the jars in the refrigerator. The appearance of the drink might be off-putting. It will look like whey with clumps. and the taste might not be very appealing. It will take some getting used to. This is why such drinks aren't mass-produced despite their enormous health benefits. They look unappealing. Store the drink in the refrigerator at a temperature between +2 and +6 degrees Celsius, 35.6 degrees Fahrenheit to 42.8 degrees Fahrenheit, for no longer than 7 days. Consume 150 milliliters of the drink daily for 4 to 6 weeks, with a break of 2 to 4 weeks between courses. Our wonderful Lactobacillus is represented by various strains, and the properties of these strains differ somewhat. In most cases, probiotics with Reuteri contain one of two well-studied safe strains. Both can be used to make yogurt or a fermented drink. This table will help you choose the strain that best suits your purposes.
The strain should be indicated in the probiotics composition next to the name of the bacterium Lactobacillus reuteri.
Lactobacillus reuteri is a symbiotic bacterium that has existed in a mutually beneficial alliance with the human body for thousands of years. The more we study it, the more we're convinced that losing it is simply unacceptable. Today we have a chance to bring back an ally of our health in the form of a tasty and beneficial product. Restoring the lost balance of the microbiome isn't that difficult. Sometimes all it takes is just one spoonful.
This content is for informational and educational purposes only. Consult with a doctor or healthcare professional before following any recommendations provided in this video. Tell us about your experience in the comments and subscribe to our channel.